This is the story of King Solomon and how he became the wisest ruler in Israel. It starts out with his father David, who was the king before him. He was very old and very cold. He chose Solomon to be the next king, even though Solomon was not in the line for king. Solomon was anointed, then David died, and Solomon became the next king of Israel. Now, at this point, Solomon seems like any other dude, but he really did desire to seek the Lord and to do his will. And the Lord rewarded him for this. One night after Solomon was sacrificing burnt offerings to the Lord, he fell asleep, and the Lord appeared to him in a dream. God told Solomon to ask him for whatever he wanted. Solomon was humble, and he asked God for understanding and for wisdom to judge between good and evil. God said that since Solomon had asked for wisdom, instead of something selfish, God would grant him that wisdom, but he would also give him riches beyond measure. And when Solomon woke up from his dream, he was wise. And he was rolling in dough. I mean, this guy was loaded. Then the Bible gives us an intriguing story of Solomon's wisdom at work. Enter two women in a dilemma. These women lived in the same house, and they both had a baby around the same time. But one of the babies died, and the mother of that baby stole the other woman's live baby and claimed it as her own. There was no way to tell which woman was the correct mother. So these two women brought their case before Solomon after hearing of his great wisdom. They both claimed to be the mother of the baby. So Solomon used his great wisdom. And he pulled out a sword and said, "Hey, let's cut the baby in half and give half to each of you." Now, one of the women said, please don't kill the baby. Give it to her if it means letting it live." And Solomon knew that she was the true mother of the baby, because she would do anything to let the baby live. He truly was a wise guy. Now, how did this guy become this guy? He knew that if you want to serve the Lord, you need His wisdom, and you can't rely on your own. He was humble enough to know that he needed wisdom from God, and God blessed him with that wisdom, and with great riches. Unfortunately, Solomon got so wrapped up in his own wealth, and he turned from God's wisdom later in his life. In the books of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon, we can learn from Solomon's successes and failures, and see what wisdom really looks like.